I walked out without my folder. It's going to be a memory thing.
You're going to wing it.
Yeah, but I thought you had your notes on your phone. I thought that's what you were looking at.
I do have
You
notes
have
on my
actual
phone.
paper notes?
I have paper notes.
All right, we'll take paper notes too.
This is just nothing to give.
Nothing to care about?
Nothing to give
See,
you.
now, you said founding member you're a founding member. I expected you to be 109.
40 years ago.
Oh my gosh, 40 years ago?
Yes.
Okay. So
1982.
Should we ask? Yeah, you were 10, right? When you founded the place? Gosh, yeah. Hey, you're listening to the Stage Door Theater Podcast hosted by a couple of average guys. And we're here today with a theater group that we haven't had on. And I think we haven't had you on for a pretty decent reason, but we're here with the Bedford Community Players, and you guys are back. This is what I say. Am I wrong?
We are back.
We are back.
Okay, but I'm wrong. Have you been back, or is this the first time you're back again?
Well, we're back since COVID. Let's put it. COVID
Yeah, that's
nearly
what I
did us
meant.
in.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Well, we did one production,
We
but
did
we
one.
did it in a church.
Okay,
We
so you
did Godspell in the church last
Gotcha.
October.
So you did like a soft launch, kind of.
Yeah.
A little soft launch to get back in. Played it safe, went with the Godspell in the church type thing. Yeah, because built-in audience already there.
Right. Exactly.
Was it because okay, so years ago, you guys were kind of a big deal, obviously, and then the COVID hit because my daughter specifically did a show up there, but now she's like almost 21. But she did her show there, and then I kind of just got quiet around you, but you guys were still doing stuff up until 2020, right?
We missed
19.
We missed. We kind of had the board kind of like just disintegrate for a period of time.
The board disintegrated.
And then, so there was nobody to run the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so we missed a couple of production dates, and then COVID. And then we were actually all set to do Zeusical in spring of 20. We were cast. Zeusical, yeah.
Okay.
And actually, our Bedford High School, is doing that now. That's I don't know. I'm beginning to think that's got a zingy thing. Because they had to move the show to Monroe because we have damage in the auditorium since there was a roof leak.
In whose auditorium?
Bedford's High
Bedford High School
Yes.
has moved their performance
of
to
Zeusical to Monroe.
Is it Zeusical or Susical?
Susical.
Okay.
Susical.
I'm just,
Sorry.
you're throwing
I'm
me
pronouncing
off.
it right. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I just thought maybe because they do all sorts of like
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet. Don't do that to me, okay?
No,
I'm like,
so we were all set to do Susical.
thought maybe it was a combination thing with animals or something.
Yeah, no. We were all set to do Susical in spring of 20, and we ended up having to...
Yeah, spring of 20 was everything got shut.
It was like first rehearsal day, and that was the day they shut it down.
Okay, so you had a thing that was rolling along great.
Yeah.
Then the board kind of got dissolved. You said everybody said we've had enough of this. We're not going to do this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so we needed somebody to step up and do this again. So somebody did.
All the oldies came back.
In 2020, somebody were like, yeah, we're not going to let this die. We're going to do this. And then the pandemic hit.
Oh, my goodness.
And then you all went back to your regular jobs.
We just decided. New York kept our money from the show.
Of course.
And they said, we'll keep it on account till we're up and running again. And we had to wait till October of just this past year to get our first
MTI
show.
kept the money.
MTI kept the money.
They gave you a credit though.
Right.
Okay, well they gave you a credit.
And in the meantime, if everybody is,
I don't want to blame the whole city of New York. It was
but
just MTI. Yeah.
All their prices across the board they increased by 30%.
Oh, why? Just because they can?
Because they can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they bought the rights to several different things, including Godspell. Now they have the lock on it worldwide.
There's been a couple of shows like that. I wonder, are they the ones who got Rocky Horror too?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, so Rocky Horror is one of those ones that people were doing, and now they're like, oh, thanks for that.
They got priced, and they're pricing them out of the market. I mean, so now our latest show that we're proud to announce, we're doing a big musical, Beauty and the Beast.
Just cast it.
Just cast it, yes.
Right, but this podcast may not air until forever, so let's not. We're not going to talk about time frames, okay?
But I'm just saying
recording
that
now. Today is February what?
something.
February early
February.
So when this podcast airs, we don't want to have anything.
No, I'm just saying about pricing wise is that so for that show in particular, we they dinged us $52.90 before we sell a ticket.
What's that? What do you mean? $52.90?
Rights and royalties. $5,290 before we sell a
for
ticket.
Just to get the rights
to
Beauty and the Beast. Now, Beauty and the Beast, and we've heard about this 100 times. It's a Disney. Anything that's Disney is like way more than that.
Yeah.
So, but of course, in that you get a much bigger return on audience, though, right?
Well, that's the hope.
You've got
From your lips to God's ear.
I've seen the cast list, and it's a big one. So lots of moms and dads and aunts and uncles are coming.
Yeah.
Right. Well, who's the lead? Ron, you know the lead.
Grace Schluter.
Schluter.
Grace. I saw her in a show, and she just belted it
So
out.
I loosely said Ron knows her. Yeah. Ron saw her perform and was blown away.
Yeah,
right?
I was blown away. So who is this girl?
And then went up and said, I need to know you.
Yeah.
That's how he knows her.
Yeah.
So how is this show? Like, why'd you pick this show? Is it because it was a big popular draw then?
Sort of. Well, we originally started off, we're doing this in collaboration with another group called Front and Center Arts Collective.
Okay.
And
where are they located? Bedford also?
Mostly Monroe.
Okay.
Yeah, they kind of have people everywhere. I mean, like way far, like up near Ellen Park.
More north.
Way north, yeah.
Where are they located? What is like? What do they do? Are they a training facility? Are they a dance studio? Are they another theater company?
They've done productions locally.
Okay.
Their last one was
people
Rent.
have done
The people have done productions.
Not the group.
They are in the process of getting themselves a 501c3, and they want to establish, and that's why they partnered with us, so that we can. We're the money bags here.
You're the money bags. You're the Scrooge McDuck over there.
We're Scrooge McDuck, and they're going to work the show because, frankly, all the people in our organization are all of an age.
Gotcha.
Shall we say? And I can't.
So they can break their backs.
I can't work like that anymore.
Yeah.
We can't do that anymore. We just
so
can't.
I want to back up though, because this is obviously the introduction of Bedford Community Theater. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Players.
Sorry, Bedford Community Players.
Yeah.
BCP.
Right.
I gotta try and remember all these names all the time. I get all confused. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how it was formed because we have a founding member here. Why it was formed. What was going on. So. Take it away, Deb. Tell us all about the history of this place.
We originally started at Smith Road Elementary in Bedford Public Schools.
Okay.
We had teachers involved. We had, the principal. He was our wizard or something. Were
you a teacher?
No, I worked in the school, but not as a teacher. Mm-hmm. And we just did several different productions as fundraisers for the PTA. And after that, we had musical directors who said, I'd be interested in starting with a group with you and, doing a full performance.
Nice.
And we said, okay. So 5 community members went to community education for Bedford, and we gave them $500. We each pitched in $100 and said, will you produce this show for us? And it was Little Abner, 1982.
1982, Little Abner.
Little Abner.
Is that a play?
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
It's a musical.
Oh, it's a musical.
It's a musical.
Okay, so it is a musical.
Yes. And so we went to the community ed, and they said, okay. And we said, if we don't make the money, here's our money to pay you back for the $500 to get us started.
Oh.
And that's how the group started. We were actually considered Bedford Players.
Okay.
And
so not the community wasn't.
The community was
to it
added later, and I don't think I had the actual year that we did.
No, we're not going to take a history test. We're fine. We just need to know
when
where
we corporation established and things like that.
Oh,
we added it to the community players to incorporate the whole community.
Yeah.
We didn't want to be associated just Bedford Players, thinking we're the school. We wanted to be for the community and the communities around us.
Because you guys were all associated with the school, there was a
and
connection naturally with everybody probably thinking.
Yes, and we performed in the school.
Yeah.
We still
do.
Yeah.
That's not common. That's not uncommon.
Right.
Perrysburg does that. Oregon does that.
Right.
Lots of the community theaters are performing in the actual. I mean, they're the ones with the stage. I mean, right? It's like, so you perform in the high school, or do you? Because
we have the high school.
See, now, I didn't realize, and maybe I'm wrong on this one. When we were doing, was that the high school?
That was the high school.
That was the high school.
When we did Alice in Wonderland, you mean?
Yeah,
that was high school.
Okay. Well, I didn't even
Yeah.
see. I was kind of oblivious. I was just deers in the headlights, I guess, looking right forward. I wasn't paying attention. I had blinders on. So that was 1982. You said you put up your own money for this.
We did.
All of $100 a piece.
Yes.
And that got you something? That got you a little Abner for $500?
We got the school to back us, and they paid the bills. And then once we had the show established, and we did the production.
What do you mean they paid the bills? What's that mean?
Well, like the royalties and things like that were needed up
so
front.
you put like the down payment then? Is that what you did?
Well, we just guaranteed them their money back. If we failed, we would let them know.
So was the cost going to be $500 then for the royalties for this kind of thing? Is that what you're thinking?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know.
It was about that.
Cheap, yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
It was about that.
So it was like $500. So they had really no reason not to, other than the fact that you were bothering their school.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I said, we did it. The performances we've done the previous 2 years were with their teachers and their principals, and so we had a lot of backing, and that's how we began. And in 1978, C. David Parker was the choral director at Bedford High School, and he did his kind of finale production, and he was actually considered Bedford Players. That he did a production of Hello, Dolly, and then he moved to Florida. So it kind of laid dormant for a few years.
So he was there, then you came in 3 years later.
Right.
So I'm a little confused here.
Right.
So he was the original Bedford.
He was the original Bedford
He was
Players.
the original player.
And he was the musical director at the high school.
Gotcha. So it was called Bedford Player at the high school? Is that what they did?
He did the community theater. He did he did a production including students. And I happened to be in that. It was Hello, Dolly in 1978. And so he used his students, and then he used adults in the community.
Gotcha.
So I'm not sure if they did productions before that or not.
And then he was like, peace out, I'm retiring.
I'm retiring and going to Florida.
Yeah, I'm going to Florida. And so for 3 years, people were like, I guess we're just not doing a show anymore, okay? And then you were like, I don't think so.
Right. So that's why when he left, then, some of us that were in Hello, Dolly. We decided we want to do something. So we talked.
Hello, Dolly, were you a student or were you a...
No, I was an adult.
I'm just trying to figure out I'm trying to pinpoint your age here.
I was an adult, for sure.
I'm quite the gentleman. I'm trying to figure out how old you are.
Yeah.
Were you 18? 18 plus 40? Yeah. So you were one of the adult members in Hello, Dolly.
Yes.
And so that's great then.
I got
so you
to
were
dance
like,
the polka.
Oh, but you're like, this was
Fun
fun. I want to keep doing
Yes.
this, obviously.
I had done it in high school, and that was my first show back after high school. I've been doing it 50 years ever since.
So you were drained and then they brought that back and you're like, okay, I knew I missed something in my life and this was it.
For sure, I did.
And then what happened after that? So you did your first show, then continue with the life of Bedford. Was that it? Then now we showed up in 2000?
Yes, we were on a roll.
Yeah.
And we continued with many musicals when we had some. Well, Teresa forgot the list of shows.
I did. I'm sorry.
Ron has them memorized, don't you, Ron?
I saw Into the Woods was one of them.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, those are the
way too
more
recent.
recent.
You guys have done
recent
some big ones, though.
In our past, I said I danced my way through Little Abner, Sweet Charity, Guys and Dolls, 42nd Street, Chicago, Cabaret. Wow. I mean, those we did.
Cabaret.
in
We
the
were just
past.
talking about
Talking
this.
about
So they
that,
do
yeah.
Cabaret, but they got Bonnie and Clyde. Nobody's afraid to do that.
I
Little
went
Shop
to a
of Horrors.
Bedford South Pacific.
Yes,
I saw that one.
Yes, we did
that was
that.
probably 20 years ago, maybe. But
Oh, it's been a while. I worked backstage on that one.
They did Little Shop of Horrors? You guys did Little Shop of Horrors?
Several times.
Yes.
They've done it several times. Back in the day, I mean, Bedford Players was doing 4 shows a year. We would do a big musical, a smaller musical, a drama, and usually some kind of straight play or
What do you mean a
comedy.
drama? What does that mean?
Like
Serious.
12 Angry Men or something like that. Something,
Okay.
a small cast, no music involved.
So another play.
Small.
Okay.
But for a year, we would, because we had that kind of support. And back in the day, I mean, moms were at home. Right. That doesn't happen anymore. Nobody's
there
got
weren't
time.
15 theaters around the area.
Yeah.
You know, we were one of the few, the Rep and the Village and us and
and a couple
Monroe
other
Community
Waterville.
Players.
Waterville's been around for a while
Waterville
too.
and-
Oregon's been around. Are you sure they weren't
So-
around? Because
well,
like every time we get
some
somebody
do.
on here, they have been open for 100 years.
Yeah.
Like, you have? You guys have been in theater for 100 years? Oregon, Waterville, the Rep, Village Players. I'm like, wow, you guys have all been doing stuff. So,
But you guys were big time. And you're back. This is.
Yeah, we
I don't
hope
wanna-
to stay back.
I hate
we
you want
hope to stay back.
Yeah, I don't want to say were. I don't like
Yeah,
that. I don't like
yeah,
saying
yeah.
you guys
No.
are not doing stuff because you're back obviously. Who produced Alice in Wonderland when I took my daughter there to do it.
Right.
So we're bringing back some of the big guns in to make sure this place doesn't have problems.
That's really what happened in essence. We brought all the oldies back on
All
the
the
board.
oldies
all
but
the
goodies.
Yeah, because
My name is on all the federal
she's
paperwork.
on the paperwork.
I'm there to make sure things are going straight.
Good.
I produced the shows for the last every show for the last 7 years.
Wow.
Is there any other founding members on the
No.
paperwork or just you?
Unfortunately, we have lost three of the gentlemen that were on the board, and Dottie Zimmerman was our fifth
Oh, Dottie
person.
Zimmerman. That name.
Is that familiar?
Yes.
Yes. Dottie and John were two of our founding members, and John has passed away.
Uh-huh.
And Dottie now lives in Florida. So she's another Florida person.
Dottie leaving for Florida.
I know.
But the
Tired of shoveling snow in Michigan.
Yeah, that's
I don't
the-
blame her.
the community must be a thriving theater community. A lot of people. There's the Beauty and the Beast cast list is like 60 kids or
right.
adults.
It's-
there's a good portion of it.
Yeah, this
that
is not a
from-
kid's show. Let's clarify.
it's an
Beauty and the
adult
Beast
This
is
is an
show.
not-
adult
It's an
show.
adult show.
Lots of people in it.
A good portion of them are Bedford residents, no
Yeah.
doubt. There's a good portion that are from all over, to be honest with you. Of
course.
And
You're gonna pull from your nest right next to you, obviously,
Right.
and then the more great shows you do,
Bedford,
the more
in
you'll get more.
particular, I mean, yeah, we have there is a community of theater people,
Mm-hmm.
no doubt. However, shall we say, if the choice between football and
Oh, yeah,
theater were there,
they're not the kicking theaters, the kicking mules.
no, it's gonna be football every
Yeah,
time.
they do like their football in Bedford.
Yeah,
that's for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
So, but my father-in-law lives in Lambertville, and
Sure.
that whole area is growing and thriving and
Yeah.
doing well, and needs that theater right there. Yes.
Well, the beauty part is that not everybody's going to be a football fan.
I would love to. That would be my dream. Is and we talk about this all the time. You know, if you won the lotto, right?
Yeah.
We would get our own venue.
Yeah.
Because it is. I mean, yeah, we work with the high school, but it is definitely not easy. I mean, we've got 2 weeks, basically a 2-week stretch of time to mount a Broadway style and level show. And you see in our shows, we do it up good.
Yes.
So you move in.
Yeah,
You move into the theater. It's not your theater to have.
correct.
So where do you rehearse at then?
All over.
All over.
All over the elementary schools. We move them around. We first 2 weeks typically, like right now, they're at Douglas Road. And then we move to Monroe
Douglas Road?
Douglas Road Elementary.
Yep.
What street is that on?
Yeah. and then we move over to Monroe Road, which has a bigger area.
Monroe Elementary?
Monroe Elementary.
Is it seriously called that?
Yes, it is.
You're not even trying in Bedford. Come on, man.
I know, right? And then
we have a Jackman Road.
Is
And then
Bedford on
Jackman-
Bedford Road? Okay.
and then we move it back to the high school the last, for the 2 weeks before we run.
Oh,
Wow.
man. Well, the rehearsals, so you got to bounce around. So at least that, you don't need the exact space. But I thought you guys had a little bit more time to get into the theater and start
Nope.
setting up. So you definitely are a community theater where you get
All
the
over
you
the
get
community.
you get the week.
Yeah.
But they give you 2 weeks. That's nice, some at least.
Well,
Hopefully.
hopefully.
Yeah, so you get-
If the schedule permits.
So you get
If-
1 week
yeah.
for tech and then 1 week for the show, or 2 weeks for tech and 1 week for the show.
It's 1 week for tech, 1 week for the show.
Okay, yeah. So exactly like community theaters around town all get,
Right.
basically. So 3B is the same way. They got to haul all the equipment and get all the sound
Right.
stuff all ready to go
Right.
in the Mommy Indoor, and you got
Right.
1 week to do it, baby. And then the show's starting, and there you go. Have fun.
But they're in the Mommy Indoor,
Yeah.
which is a private entity, not a school district.
Right. So
So
they're
they're not running
fighting
in,
as
they're
much.
not running into school schedules.
Right.
You know,
True.
we-
True.
we're-
They're just running into other patrons trying to watch the other movie next door.
That's yeah.
So you're
and
building-
wondering why they got to go through an army of people. Like, what are these weirdos in costumes
Yeah.
doing here? This is a cosplay thing? What's happening?
Right.
That they don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So you're
Yeah.
building a brand new theater, you said?
Yeah.
No,
you wish.
I wish.
You wish.
With the giant endowment.
Yeah.
So
that
if
they
there's
receive.
anybody out there
Yep.
that feels like they'd like to leave their money to a worthy cause,
Yes.
Yeah.
we're more than happy to take it off their hands.
Or to put in a plug here, we are looking for space for costumes.
Oh,
We
okay.
need costume storage and like rehearsal
Prop
space.
storage.
So
set
if
storage.
anyone has an empty warehouse or building that they would like to,
There you go. Is there
even
any
a
place
small
like
rent,
any
you
place
know?
in Michigan, or is that can it be?
We would hope to
far
be in
away?
Michigan just
Okay.
because of hauling everything
Yeah.
back and
Yeah.
forth.
Show schedule.
That's-
Yeah.
Yeah, with scheduling and everything, it'd be nice to be in Bedford Township.
Right, but
And-
if somebody in White
Close
House said
by.
we'll let you do it, then maybe it's better than nothing.
We might donate a lot to them.
We might donate. We're already talking about donating because we get calls all the time for stuff that we've got that they. So, like for example, we had my husband built a scale piano for Amaryllis's scene in Music Man.
Oh wow!
Da 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 da. Right. Okay. It sat down in the reps hallway for 10 years
Yeah,
before we got it back.
I see.
So it's
Before you
sitting-
wanted it back?
No, they just didn't
No,
have
we
room.
just didn't. It just never came back.
Oh, it just never came back. Okay.
Sometimes
And
we loan things.
We
that
loan
don't.
things, and they go on the
That's
extended loan
That's the thing
plan.
with like the Toledo area theaters chains. I always see people getting on there and going, "Hey, we had a couch." I'm like, people need to write stuff down.
Yeah.
How is
Yeah.
this? And get somebody's number and make sure that they're accountable. Like, you know.
Or your wheelchair.
Yes, we're missing a
We're
wheelchair.
missing a wheelchair.
A wheelchair?
A wheelchair.
I think I saw that one. Did you post that on Toledo area theater exchange?
I did.
I think I saw somebody says, "Hey, we let our wheelchair go. We're trying to do.
Beautiful
Yes.
oak and wicker wheelchair.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
old
know.
one.
We're trying to
Yes.
do Secret Garden.
Yeah.
We need a
Right.
wheelchair." Was it Secret Garden?
Secret
Speaking
Garden.
of,
Oh my gosh!
Speaking of,
what a
yes,
memory.
Can you give us a hint of what other shows are coming up that you guys want to do?
Our season,
We talked about.
we have voted in our
We have
season.
voted in our season.
Voted.
We-
Okay, so there's a
We
board.
have-
There is
Yes.
a board. Oh, yeah.
How many
Yeah.
people are on the board?
10 of
And,
us.
and is
11.
this a
11?
11 of
Is there 11? I thought it was 10.
Look at them. They're looking at each other. We're trying to cross check here. What's going
is this
on?
breaking news? Then no one knows what's going. Or are you?
we really haven't announced our season.
No, we
anyway.
haven't. We haven't because I can't say we're kind of reticent to do that until the idea is that you don't present it to the board until you've got a staff in place.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
is
there's
that what they
no
do?
point. The problem with that is unless you announce the season, you can't get the staff.
Right.
Because
Right.
everybody books out.
And
So
we
we could-
want to.
we could
I'm not going to just
officially-
volunteer for some show and I don't know what it is. I'll,
Right.
I'll direct, and then I get stuck
Right.
with some stinker,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I don't want that one.
So we talked about Little Mermaid, not Little Mermaid,
Frozen.
Frozen Junior,
Okay.
which we think would go a bomb in Bedford because it's the Million Little Girl show.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
So is the Little Mermaid too.
That's what we get. Yeah, that was. One
You
we
should
thought-
do the Little Frozen show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
and we get all of them at once.
There you go. And then
adult
Mamma
was
Mia,
Mamma Mia.
Mamma Mia, and then Matilda.
Oh, you're going. This is a good comeback. See, so you're
Yes.
going with these.
The
You're going with.
biggies. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going with
We have
people that are crowd
girls.
pleasers.
We have girls.
We have
we have
girls.
lots
We have
of
girls.
girls.
Wow, that's everybody. You're
Frozen,
right.
Matilda. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's good though. They're big crowd pleasers though
Right.
too. People want to come see those shows.
Right.
I mean,
So we can officially announce here on your show that is our season
That is
for
our season.
23 and 24.
wow.
24 going into
I
25
forgot my breaking news music.
if we need
Right.
to. So if anyone's interested in directing, musical directors,
Yes.
choreographers, please let us know.
And
Frozen Junior is probably the first one. The rest, the order of that from there on is debatable.
so he's doing Beauty and the Beast, and you're doing Frozen,
Frozen,
and you're doing Matilda, and you're doing Mamma
Mamma
Mia.
Mia.
Wow.
cow, yes.
These are all like out of the ballpark, shows.
Yeah.
So there should be
So we're hoping.
yeah.
some serious buzz around Bedford here, Bedford
Yeah.
Community Players, and like
Yeah.
no time flat. Then like, oh, who
Yes.
are these guys? Ooh, what's this going on? Ooh, what's that? And are any of these teen shows? Or are they all Frozen Junior?
Junior is a kiddie show.
Okay.
The others are full on.
And
The
is that
full
a summer
cast.
show or is that a?
We would run. Typically, we run. In tradition, we would run the weekend of Mother's Day, which is this year.
Okay.
And then
So in May.
and
Beauty
then
and the
the
Beast.
weekend of Halloween.
The weekend of
fall,
Halloween.
Fall and that way. But now, this is kind of exciting. Bedford High School got air conditioning in the auditorium.
Always a bonus.
It is. Oh my gosh.
Oregon Community
Yes.
didn't have it for a long time, but people went and they were dying. But they
Brutal.
still came.
Yes.
They still came and saw it. But let
So
me
we
tell
have
you.
the potential that we could now push a production to the summer, which would be great because it'd be cool, and we wouldn't run into any school events.
Yeah.
Which we
So
have to see how that's going to work
summer
out.
for this coming
Not
season.
this coming summer,
Okay.
but the fall, yes, and that'll probably be frozen.
So Frozen in the fall, which means the next one would be winter,
Would be spring of
Spring of
24,
and then maybe summer.
and then maybe summer, maybe, or maybe we'd run a short play that time. I don't know. We'd have to see how it looks in there. I got to go. I have to. Like I said, they sprung a leak. They're having work done on the roof.
Well,
Yeah.
they got to get that.
So they
got to
they gotta fix that. So
By Mother's
once
Day.
I get to go in there and see what's going on, maybe we can figure out what we can put together for the summer.
They'll fix it quick though because they don't mess around with schools. I feel like they fix those things because they're never allowed to let kids have days off of school.
Well, they couldn't get up there because it was so cold last week, and I guess they can't pour tar
In the rain.
when it's
Oh.
in the rain and when it's frost.
Right.
I always feel like whenever some sort of tragic event that happens, and like when my kids were going to school, it's like, well, half the building blew up, but they come in the next day after that. I'm like, what? How did you fix the building in a day? How did that happen?
Oh, pshaw.
And I feel like that's what's going to happen with this
They
league.
would have just had school outside in
Well,
our day.
yeah, in our day, back in our day, back when Bedford Community Players was founded, I didn't. Oh,
You know,
We walked uphill to school.
School both ways.
Yes.
all the above.
barefoot in the snow.
Well, you guys got to be pretty excited then that
Yeah.
you guys are getting ready to do all of these amazing shows, and it's all coming back. Do you feel any pressure on you though?
Just to find good people to
To
help
work.
us.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's
We are looking.
Yeah, that's the kind of partnering with some other groups and young people
Yeah.
that I can't stay up painting till 2 a.m. anymore. I
Do
just
me a
can't
favor then. Do me a favor. How's your Instagram account?
Oh,
Yeah, get it going. How's your Facebook account going?
that
Okay,
we have. That's how we
Facebook-
run that's how we run the show.
Okay, Facebook is good. Get that Instagram account going. Get some stuff up there and post things that you need these things so I can share them and we can share them and people can share that you need these things because if you don't ask, the answer's no, right?
Well,
So ask, and then we can get it out there.
The Actors Exchange, like you say, that one's a big one for me. And then, of course, we have our own website, Bedford Players, BedfordCommunityPlayers.com.
Yeah, but then people got to go and find it.
They gotta
that's
find
where you
it.
got to go where the people are.
And we have our Facebook page, and then to run our shows and to keep in contact with our
Yeah.
cast and whatever, we use the band app to blast.
Yeah,
to make
exactly. But
notification.
if you need things like people are doing
Yeah.
it, hey, we have a call for directors. So Oregon Community Theater's been doing that. Call for directors, and then that way
We
you
should
can
make
get
a
some
post
people.
like that.
Yeah, you make a post, and as soon as you make
Put
the
it out
post,
He's
there.
been doing it. She's been doing it.
I've been asking. Please
okay.
do
So
this,
I didn't
please
see
do
it.
this.
See, I'm already.
No,
did you see it, Ron?
No, it has
No,
not
so
been done.
so we have to do that, and we'll make sure we can help you do this. Then, okay? So we get Bedford up and running
Exposure.
as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because we just freaking love theater, and we want to make sure that everybody
good.
succeeds.
This is good. This is really good to hear. We can use
Definitely.
all the help for sure.
Yeah, just for that stuff though. But when the shows start and when things are going, you guys are going to be great. I have no doubts. From what I saw before, it was quality. I enjoyed it.
Good to hear.